Hey guys, it's Tammy Joplin here with the Always Right Show, where we're all about original music. I always like to get behind the life behind the song and the song, or no, life behind the story and the story behind the song, right?
Something like that.
Something like that. You know what? I think it's kind of, it feels like 8 a.m., but it's not really. But it feels like that. But here I am at Mr. Scott Hoffmann's house. He's my special guest today.
How are you?
Yeah. Say hi, Scott.
Hi, Scott.
No, you all say hi to Scott. We're kind of goofy this morning. Sorry. Should we start over?
Nah.
No, because this is unplugged and off the cuff, right? Anyway, so Scott here, you are, let's see, let's count.
Okay.
You're an engineer.
Audio engineer, yeah.
Audio engineer. Producer.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yep.
That's not the same thing.
No, two different
things.
Yeah.
Singer.
Mm-hmm. Sorta. We'll see.
We'll go and see.
Yeah.
Songwriter.
Songwriter, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Drummer.
Drummer.
Guitar player.
Guitar player.
Bass player.
Bass player.
Grammy member.
Grammy member.
There you go. I think that's about it.
My gosh.
Oh, I cook too.
Cooks too. And you're a dad.
My dad.
You're a husband.
I am.
And you're a good friend.
Thank you.
And he's my producer right now.
I am today.
Yes. We are working on a song of mine. So,
You are.
yeah.
Very beautiful song.
Pretty excited. But we wanted to find out more about you today. So,
I think you already said it.
we did find out a lot about him today.
Yeah.
But, where are you from originally?
Mountain Home, Arkansas.
Okay, Mountain Home. And you lived in Nashville and did a lot of stuff over there, worked with a lot of great people. And, well, you even produced a show one time, though.
Several shows, yeah.
Yeah.
Did a lot of TV.
Okay.
Yeah, did CMAs for years, CMT awards, all the stuff for Nashville stuff. So Farm Aid, Woodstock '99, that sort of thing.
Wow, there's probably a whole lot more I don't know, right?
There's a bunch. I'm not telling you.
You're gonna have to kill me, right? No, we wouldn't do it. Yeah, no. All right. So I wanted to talk about how you did the show Heart to Heart back in the 90s.
Yep, Stan Hitchcock, yep.
Yeah, similar to what we're doing now. Like I'm interviewing you and he was interviewing people,
Yeah, Stan was one of the founders of CMT when it came about, this just post-MTV days. And he wanted to do a show that was just stripped down with the songwriter in the basic form, with just a guitar, very few instruments, and do it live. And so the way we shot the show was with 3 cameras, all ISO'd, and we did it live in the studio. You'd get a practice take, and then boom, we'd go. But usually we'd go all the way through the show and shoot it. Very little editing, so it was really cool. The show was on for years, and it's still in reruns and on YouTube.
Yeah, I pulled him up on YouTube.
Yeah, we've had the who's who of country on there, So I got to meet all the older country guys that were. Stan was an artist in the '60s. He was on, I think, Columbia Records in the '60s. So back then in the '80s and '90s when we did the show, he would bring all those guys that he toured with, and so I got to meet all the who's who of old country. So it was really cool. Garth was on the show.
Wow.
Marty Stewart's been on the show. So yeah, it's been pretty neat.
Wow.
Bellamy Brothers. I just saw that one the other day. He posted that on Facebook. It's kind of cool.
That is cool. And I'm sitting here with you in your studio, in your house, and you've done all of these amazing things. It amazes me, or it intrigues me. It's exciting, I guess, to be sitting here with someone who's done all these great things in music and met all these people, and I'm like, how did I get over here to sit in your studio with you and do this show,
I don't know.
I don't know either. It's a divine thing.
Must be.
So, but basically what we're doing here, you were doing, you were filming this years ago, and so we talked about it, right?
Yep.
That how I wanted to do this, interview writers, and you came up with a great idea for a show, or for a title. And guess what it became, right? Can y'all guess? Always right. And it's, all because I'm a female, right? And I'm always right. No. No. Right. That's what some people think.
I didn't say a word.
No, I know. He's like, no, I'm not going to say nothing. No. Anyway, so I always have to explain it. Put the W in front of it. Always write, like writing music. But they're like, oh yeah, okay, that's cool. All about original stuff. And
What's a Tom Petty quote?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. How you came up with it.
Tom he'd talk about. I've seen many interviews with him, but he would talk about, you always go, and sometimes he would call it fishing. He goes, oh, we'll go fishing to see if we catch anything. So he'd just pick a guitar or something and just see if anything hit him that day.
Wow. Do you think that you can just sit down and write a song? You were getting paid to write for a while.
Yeah, I was on staff songwriter in Nashville.
Was that easy for you? Just to
come
up with something on the fly?
It's good if you can do it, and I've done it. Good or bad, but one thing about staff writing, and I was signed to a Christian label at the time, so some of your subject matter was kind of restrictive, which I found that a little bit difficult, but. It's like, okay, we don't want songs about this, we want songs about that, and this is before the whole praise and worship thing started, and then here I am, kind of a singer-songwriter guy, not really fitting that mold of, in the 80s, you think what Christian music, contemporary Christian was in the 80s, which is Michael W. Smith, and which they're all great, but, I wasn't in that mold, so I was just a bit, because my influences weren't Christian music, it was, the Beatles and Dylan and Zeppelin and all that stuff that I listened to.
Yeah. Yeah, they were not. They were not. But, okay. Yeah, I kind of lost,
Did I lose you there?
I kind of lost my thought.
We're all suffering allergies today, so.
We are. I've been trying to record over here and I can't even do it, so.
That's why we're doing the show.
That's why we're doing the show, just so y'all know.
Not a good vocal
just a
today.
little info for you, FYI. Yeah. Do the show first, loosen up a little bit, then we'll try to sing again. Look behind us. Look at this this drum set and these guitars. This is a cool little place.
It's a fun little studio. Works well. Small, but it works.
Yeah, no, this is nice. So, what about a song today? Are you ready to sing something for us?
If I remember it.
This is one of your Christian songs that you wrote? Or not, in studio, outside of it? Was it something different from like what you were used to writing? You just kind of did on your own and didn't submit it, or?
I thought about, no, I've never submitted this one. It was on a record quite a few years ago. But I started thinking, it was almost a challenge to myself. It was like, okay, what's one of the most mundane things we all have to do? And, and can I write a song about one of the most mundane things you can do in life? So the title of the song is called Trash Day.
Trash Day.
Trash Day.
All right.
Everyone has to do this, unless you're, somebody that hires somebody to take the trash out or something, or you're president or whatever. But no, we all have to get rid of junk in our life. And so I thought, okay, here's a little parallel here. So, Monday's trash day. So I'll take the cans out to the curb, and I won't see that stuff ever again. So it's almost like forgiveness, okay?
Oh, yeah, I like that.
Then I started thinking, okay.
That's cool.
Then you always, what we call, stealing licks and stuff from your predecessors. And so I picked this key, because you might have heard this song that's in this key.
Yeah.
Okay, stole that, okay. And then there's a walk down. That's actually, it's capoed up, but it's actually Dear Prudence cadence off the White Album.
I like that.
And then one of my other favorite bands growing up was Creedence Clearwater. So the intro, and I'll do the song if I remember it. So remember Looking Out My Back Door by Creedence? So.
sing that.
Do you?
Yeah, you should like.
Jumped right in there.
Well, you know what I mean, like.
This is the first time you heard it, though.
Yeah, yeah. I wish I would have had like my tambourine or something.
Oh, we got one in the control room. We didn't think.
No, we didn't think.
We're having a foggy day.
It is a foggy day. Well, we were just talking about the leaves are falling, so I'll tell you, yeah, it's just the middle of August.
I'm ready for fall.
I am too. I like
football.
Well, I was thinking sweaters.
It says Green Bay Packers on it, fine, but
I'm like, I want to dress in like warm clothes and just be chilly and cuddle up, and you want to watch football. Mm-hmm. Okay. I'm sure. Hopefully, all the girls would agree with me, right? Maybe. Well, the guys would agree with you.
Well, there you have it. 50-50. I guess.
No, hey, that was awesome. I like that.
You like it?
I can see where your influences come from.
You hear a little bit of that? Mm-hmm, I get a little bit of that. You're a little Dylan-ish. But that was more, that's almost like bluegrassy kind of thing, too. The speed and the pitch and all that kind of stuff. But, not really bluegrass.
I like that, though. It has a lot of meaning. I like that trash day. I'm going to tell my kids, hey, it's trash day. Right.
We all got to do it.
I know.
Man.
I need to write that on my wall. It's trash day. Just leave it at the door. Go throw it out the curb.
But I love that parallel how you get the junk out of your life, and and one part I like is it's not judged or divided, refused or denied. Is the line in there. So it's when you ask for
Say that again. Say it again.
It's not judged or divided, refused or denied. I'm
like
free.
That. I like that. That's
and
good.
the line right after that, for now I'm free, because this is a continual thing,
Yeah.
Continual ask for forgiveness, because you're gonna screw up again.
Right.
I will.
Every day. Yeah.
So that's why, weekly we have this trash day.
Yeah.
However you want to take that.
That is true. Every Monday on my curb, my trash is out there. Yeah. And every day we got to kind of give the Lord our trash, don't we? Mm-hmm. A renewing of our mind every day.
Builds up and stinks up the house. I didn't write that in the song. I couldn't get stink in the house and worked into the song anywhere.
Was anything like going on in your life, do you think, that caused you to write that?
No, it was more of a challenge, because I had the idea for probably a year. It was like, this is like, everyone has to do this. Everyone has to get the junk out of their life. But, and it's kind of the great equalizer, too. It doesn't matter who you are, you've got trash in your life. And, was it physical, spiritual, however you want to analyze that. But, it's in all of us, and we all have to get rid of it, or it builds up.
Right. Yeah, it's taken out on everybody else too, and we just pass our junk on to everybody else. Yeah. I know something happened the other day, and I thought, well, I don't know that person. I don't know what was going on in their day and why they might have reacted the way they did. So I need to just take a step back and not take it so personally.
Yeah.
Because we all do take things personal real quick. So, anyway, well, so is there any? What is like the most memorable thing that you can think of right off the top of your head?
I know this is easy. Watching the Beatles on Ed Sullivan when I was 2 years old.
How do you remember things when you were 2 years old?
I don't know, but that's one of the first memories I have of life. And I don't know if it's because I was so excited when they took their bow at the end of the first song, I flipped my chair over and hit my head because I was so excited. So I don't know.
Maybe that's why you
it's
remember
imprinted on your brain.
Had like this traumatic thing that
Well, if you look behind us at the shrine, see there's a couple Rickenbacker guitars back there. There's a Hoffner bass over there, or there's might have to do a cutaway. But that's an original Yellow Submarine poster, so that's 50 years old, and so it's dark. We can apply.
Yeah,
and the one next to it is a London Palladium, which is an original '64 print, and then. Can't see it, it's dark over there, but I've got all the records on vinyl, both mono and stereo.
Those are coming back, aren't they? The vinyls are?
Because I believe, my brother could correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe all the records up until Yellow Submarine were all mono originally. They weren't stereo. And then they went in later and made stereo versions of them. But people didn't have stereo back then. So, in fact, there's quotes where John Lennon actually preferred the mono versions over the stereo versions. So you can pan things left and right in the mix, stuff like that, and then things can come down the middle. So, yeah, but and as an engineer too, with Jeff Emmerich and producer George Martin, well, let me back up. I tried to do a song with a full band, and I wanted to see what it would be like to do a mono mix. Okay, so you don't have this placement where you can put the hi-hat over here, put the cymbals out to the edge, or okay, I'm going to record this guitar in stereo and push it out to the edge and let the vocal come down the middle of the mix. Everything's coming out of one speaker. There is no pan knob, and so you think about how they had to get the definition of those mixes correct, and they really weren't tracking. I mean, they had 4 tracks. I mean, we're in here doing a song today, and you've got, 199 or something tracks. Oh. They had 4. So most of the original stuff was cut live. It was a live performance in the studio. So everyone had to get their harmony, play their guitar part, play the drum part, get the mix right, because there was no fixing.
Yeah, now you can just tweak me if I'm flat, if I'm sharp. Right?
Yep, I can. I won't.
It's kind of sad. I know. I
don't do the auto-tune or the Melodyne very much.
I'm just, like, I'm thinking, if you have to tune me, I don't need to be singing.
I get a lot of singers in here, and it's like, oh, you can fix it, right? It's like, I can fix it, or you can sing it right. I mean,
yeah. I would rather sing it right, because if I'm live, right, I don't want to be thinking that I have to have a sound guy up there tweaking me.
Yeah, because no one does that live.
Right? No one. Yeah, I don't want to be that girl. I want to be that girl that never is
tuned.
Yes. I'm sure there's some things that you do on there because everything's got to be perfect for the radio.
Here's what I do is because you want to capture the emotion of the song in the vocal. And so, you might get a good take where there's some minor imperfections, pitch or timing or something like that. But if overall, the emotion is there and the tone is there, that's when I don't mind the tools to fix that. Just like, okay, and I've done this too, where you keep that one and do another one, and then you go back to that one that you really like and go, man, there was just something about that performance. But, on this I or this and, they just dipped a little flat there. That's when I'll go in and just kind of tweak it a little bit, because you're just improving on what's captured as the performance, as a really good performance with the emotion and the feeling and all that. And so, okay, got a couple little things here and there that weren't perfect. Okay, I don't mind the minor fixes like that, but if you just go in and do a really cruddy vocal and then go, oh, now I got to spend 20 hours vocal tuning this thing.
Yeah, you're gonna have more imperfect than perfect, I think. Unless there's some just amazing person out there that's just perfect all the time.
How boring would that be, though? Seriously.
Yeah, it would be boring. Yeah.
And there are technically perfect people, but sometimes it's the imperfections that make the song kind of cool.
True. I mean, it brings out your emotions. It can, and
or something just happened magically in the studio, and you're just like, wow. And I've had a lot of that because I've worked with songwriter David Lynn Jones, who I worked for him for 20-something years, still do. But he wrote a bunch of hits for Willie Nelson, Waylon Jennings, Joe Cocker. I mean, you name it, he's had cuts on some pretty big records.
That's crazy.
And, we would cut, even though back in the day when it was tape-based, I mean, we had 24 tracks, but still, a lot of that stuff we cut live in the studio because it was that interaction with the drummer. Greg Morrow played on a lot of those tracks. He's like CMA drummer.
He was on mine.
Oh yeah, he played on yours. That's right.
Yeah, he did.
And Robbie Springfield, he was on some of that. And Tim Crouch, who's helping us on the song today.
Yeah.
And it'd be all of us in the studio together, and we'd be cutting that thing pretty much live to tape. And so a lot of pressure on me.
Yay.
To capture all those great players. Dennis Crouch played on those. I mean, monster bass player. And so yeah.
Yeah, I was. This was pretty exciting for me just to come over here and be meeting all the people that are in Branson. I mean, it's amazing who you will meet around the Branson area. I know you're not in Branson, but you're around the outskirts of it, and you still go over there and work with those people. But
and I'm fighting a sneeze. I'm not twitching. track.
Oh, you're going to sneeze? Oh, ready? Bless you. Bless you in advance.
Thank you. It's just kind of hung there. So.
But I'm trying to tell everybody, when you look back at my album, I did not realize the people that were on my album when I went to Nashville and recorded. Those were just handpicked for me, these musicians, by the producer at Ernie Rao at Funhouse Studios. But when I handed my album out, people were looking at the musicians. It's like, the musicians? You just go straight to the musicians.
That's the first thing we all do. It's like, who played on this?
Yeah. And they're like, oh my gosh, that's why your production is so great. And, they would know all the people that are on there. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I didn't realize how blessed I was until everyone around here knew somebody on there.
Well, it kind of goes back to that Cecil B. DeMille, the great filmmaker, always said, they asked him the secret to making a great film. He's like, hire the best people and get out of their way. Let them do their job. And that's what you do, It's like, okay, I mentioned Tim Crouch, a great string player, and I'll send him a track, and, a lot of producers will say, okay, I'm looking for this, I'm looking for that. I don't do any of that. It's just like, here's the track, Tim. Do whatever you want to do to it, and, there might be a part or two that I'll change the mix on, but overall, when he sends those to me, he sends them on individual tracks, well, on your song, I mean, it's just like, man, it just came alive. I mean, it's just incredible. And so just let him do his thing.
Yeah, just go back to him every time, right? You just know he's going to bring it. Yep. Bring it 100%, 200%, and more than that. Yeah,
he's incredible.
Yeah. That's why when I went back to Nashville, I had only done 5 songs, and I came back to Oklahoma, and this Joe Burris was his name, and he said, I think you need to go back and finish your album. This is not just a demo, Tammy. So those guys really brought it. I mean, they didn't just give me just a demo. I mean, demo,
I think the demo days are over. I think, anybody writing or producing out there, I think you better treat whatever you do, it's one thing to put your phone out and, just go, I got a song idea I want to get down. Okay, that's about
that could be your demo.
yeah, that could be the demo, but to go in the studio and cut a demo, you need to go in and cut it like it's a finished master, because you don't know who's going to pick that up and go, hey, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
So.
Well, when I went back, I called Ernie. I said, hey, okay, I guess I'm going to come back over and do 5 more songs, and I just want them ready for radio, I guess. And he got all the same players to come back.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
He said, that's kind of unusual. I got all the same players. They all want to come back and play for you.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, on a weekday for a couple of days, because they're all studio players, so they're all, at all these other probably bigger name people that, and I'll just let alone me.
That's so cool about Nashville, though, is, because I remember the first time, I was at Quad Studios there on 18th and Grand, and you walk in there, I mean, Dylan cut there, Joan Baez cut there, Dan Fogelberg. I mean, it's a pretty famous studio. And, then I remember getting the session sheet and seeing Larry London, the drummer, on there. I was like, man, he's one of my heroes. I mean, great drummer. And,
who did he play on? I mean, I know some of these, I've recognized some names, and some names I don't.
He's one of the most recorded drummers in history, from what I understand. I mean, Elvis, you name it.
Okay.
Nashville player, Chet Atkins, anybody you can think of. Journey, Steve Perry, he toured with them, and always loved the way he played, and so, and then he was just this nicest guy. I mean, it was just like, okay, it's not like, he's up here and I'm down here. I mean, he treated me as an equal, and that's what I found in Nashville, and even when I went on to do the Ricky Skaggs show at the Ryman, we had, I think, I'm trying to remember who drummed. I think Paul Lime was the drummer, and David Hungate from Toto was the bass player.
Oh, I haven't heard that name in a long time.
Yeah.
Toto.
And it's like, wow, this is so cool. It's like you go to catering with these guys and sit down, and it's like, tell us what it was like to play on Toto 4 or something like that. And just nice guy. Still friends with him. So
that's nice when you find those people that realize that. And they know that where they started, where they came from, and that they're human. And what's that old saying, you put your pants on the same way, one leg at a time, right?
Or you have to take the trash out.
Yeah, you have to take the trash out.
Keep a common theme going here.
Right. Oh, goodness. Well, anything else you want to think about that you want to mention
That's
in
about
your
all I know.
career? We should go take a shot of your soundboard in there or not.
It's not that impressive.
No, you don't think it is?
No.
Oh.
You get a shot of a little Grammy thing up there. It's kind of cool.
Oh, right
That's
up there on the wall.
I think that's my 10-year deal. When I was
this right here?
no,
No,
one
up there. Just the one. Okay. I'm going to take sorry. I have to take my phone off here. Oh, sorry. It's jiggling. Shake it, shake it, shake it. All right, here we go. We're going to go over and check out this Grammy. Okay, come read it, Scott. I don't have my eyeballs on.
The Recording Academy.
Gotta read loud.
The Recording Academy presents this certificate to Scott Hoffmann, that's me, an appreciation and recognition of 10 years of membership. So there you go.
Yes, so isn't
and
that cool?
I was actually an associate member 4 years before that, so yeah, 14, 15 years
14, 15 years ago with the Grammys. How cool is that?
Pretty neat.
You know, I've only watched the Grammys on TV, right? And so I can't even.
What you should do, the more interesting part for me is, and they stream it live, but I mean, you can see the red carpet and all that stuff, people coming in, but then the awards that are not televised are really cool, because that's people that are not, because the award show is turned into more of a performance type deal, and I think they only give just a few awards on that show anymore. And so if you watch the online stream during the day, is when you see the people, in all the different categories that are not televised.
There's a lot of categories in there. I was doing some reading on it. Let me get us both in here. Hi, guys. Sorry, turn the camera. He's sorry. Yeah, I know. It's kind of annoying, isn't it? And then it's going to shake. I told you, this is just live, all right? This is technology, so 2018.
Yeah, you get like the American Roots category, and you get the world music categories and classical and all that kind of stuff, and stuff that doesn't always necessarily see the mainstream. But that's people that like us that are creating music for the love of it. We don't have big contracts or anything like that, and so they're spending their own money to make their own music, and some get rewarded for it. I think it's pretty cool. That's why I've continued to be a member. I think it's just it's fun. It's cool. There's people from all over the world, that we share our projects, and we Facebook each other saying, hey, what are you working on this year, or are you submitting this year to the Grammys, and if you are, we want to hear what you've done.
And you get a taste of all that's everywhere, and but most people, think about just your average listener of the radio, they're almost put in a box, right? Unless they go outside of it. Now Pandora has opened up, and YouTube has opened up. All the social networking, I think, has opened up a lot of potential for more people to put their music out, their stuff that doesn't get heard on the radio, which keeps music alive everywhere. It brings more fullness to it than just this little bitty box in your car with the same old songs you're listening to over and over again. Now, all these people are great. I'm not knocking any of mainstream radio or anything like that.
Right.
And on those people. But it takes, I think, all these other little cell groups of people around you to keep you involved in the music and surrounding and supporting that too.
It's like.
And so sometimes it's those writers from the outside. A lot of times it is that are giving those people that are right in the middle on the radio those songs.
Well, I can remember a few years back, and I can't remember the artist's name, but he lives in Iran, country of Iran, and he did this project, and he sent it to me. He sent it to me on CD, and he requested it if you were able to listen to it in its entirety, and it was a world music project in its entirety through headphones in the dark. And I'm like, okay, cool. I was down here in the studio by myself one night, and so I stuck it on, turned all the lights out, and listened to it, and it was one of the most beautiful things. It still stands out, and I think it was 3 or 4 years ago that this project was out. But it's just like, okay, this is not something that I would go and buy because I wouldn't know about it. But it's like you know, just to have that impact, you know, this.
Was it just soundtrack? I mean, it was just music or lyrics too?
It was
all of it.
Yeah.
All of it.
It was just so cool, and you know, the guys I know, like in India, that send me stuff, and in South Africa, and things like that. And it's just, you know, it's like, you know, I remember last year, I think it was the South African project, and it had some of the most, I don't know what kind of drums they were, but these beautiful drums. It just sounded like you're, you know, hitting the side of a building. They were so huge. And I was like, that's cool. I'm going to try that sound, or I'm going to, you know, message him and see what that was. And it was, and I can't remember what it was called now, but I was like, well, that's a cool sound. And so, you know, you just never know where that influence is going to come from. You know?
Yeah.
It's like, well, how can I interpret this into, you know, the goofy songs that I do, you know, or how can I get this sound? You know, and I think that's why I love recording so much. You know, it's always, it's like, well, I took them down, but I was working on a project with a guy, and we just wanted a different type drum sound, so we did a close miking, you can see on the drums, but then I did like 2 stereo room mics, and then played around with the reverb and stuff like that, where you have the direct sound coming right off the drum, but then you have the sound, you know, this room's kind of long, so you have this really long sound, so it just added this massiveness to the drums, and it just really fit what he was. You wouldn't do that on, you know, every song, but it just fit what he was doing. Just this really cool, just erratic kind of rock and roll kind of thing. So
that's wild.
It was fun to play on too.
It's neat to hear about your diversity with people, you know, with different countries, you know, sending in stuff and reaching out so you can bring those diverse sounds.
That's one of my favorite parts of being a member is just, you know, just discovering talent all around the world, and you know, and then just being able to share what we do, you know, in our little studio here and go, oh, you know, someone in South Africa is listening to this, or someone in India, or someone in Russia, or someone in Iran's going to listen to this today, and just, you know.
Yeah. You know, so this is kind of a little different, but I'm a big dreamer. Like, I have dreams and stuff about things. I mean, they come to me, you know, and like interpret them and everything, what's going on. But anyway, I had this dream that I was with all these. This sounds like a little fairy tale Cinderella princess thing, but I was in a field with all these different animals, and I was like sitting right in front of them, and there was like 2 of every animal. Okay, like Noah's Ark, right? In a big circle.
It didn't start raining, did it?
Okay. I will tell you all my dreams. But in this dream, I was like this eagle flying, okay? And then I came around and I landed right in front of them. And I sat there. I'll get a little musical background. All right.
Just fly like an eagle.
You fly like an eagle. Hi. Here is his other half. So we're gonna come back to that dream in a minute. But come on over here. No. Come on.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you? Oh, do you want to introduce your lovely wife?
It's my lovely wife.
Yeah, get on in here. Come in here and say hi.
Get in there.
Yeah.
Howdy.
Say hello.
Hello. Oh.
We're having a little vocal croakiness, so we're just like, okay.
Yeah, so we're taking a break and doing this little live interview.
Oh, cool.
Well, it's not live. It will be live. You know, it is. It's off the cuff here.
Live
With
to
Scott
phone.
Hoffmann. Well, anyway, so back to my dream. I was around all these little animals, and I thought, how can I talk to them? Because they were all different animals, and they probably have their own language that they speak, right? So it's crazy. I put my hand up like this, and I formed the shape of a heart, and I started to show them this heart. And I knew that they all knew what a heart was, that it was the symbol of love. I mean, in my dream, a symbol of love. I mean, yeah, you could, that's normally what it is, right? You got Valentine's Day, you give everybody hearts. We do our little heartsy emojis, right? Heart, oh, I love this. But it was...
guitar is almost like a heart.
Yeah, right. So, but music, right? We all speaks to all of us, right?
Yep.
And so I felt like, you know, that the Lord just wanted me to speak to people through music, you know, with love, because everybody, like all over the world, we all understand the meaning of love because we all need it.
Right.
And
it's like the was it carpool karaoke? I don't know if you've seen the one with Paul McCartney. It was so great because, you know, some of those songs are, you know, 50 years old or older, you know, and they talk about how relevant those songs are today. You know, talk about love and peace and harmony, you know, and you know, you think back, it's like, you know, what a great legacy that you know, Paul didn't write All You Need Is Love, but, you know, something like that. You know, and I've done that in kind of quote worship service kind of things.
Yeah.
People go, what a great song. You know,
Yeah.
It's like, yeah. It's like, yeah, look it up. It's good.
So anyway, since you were just talking about, you know, people from all over the country, you know, sending you things and, you know, relating with one another and working with one another. That's what I was just thinking about. That's what brought that up, because there were all these different animals, all different nationalities, all over the world, you know. How do we speak to one another? And we certainly can all relate through music, for sure.
Yeah.
Right?
It's great.
Yeah.
And that's why we keep doing it. I mean, that's why we always write.
Exactly. And with that...
Is that a good closer?
That's a great closer.
Yeah, we scripted that.
We did. It was perfect. All right. Hey, y'all take care. Thank you, Scott, for
You're welcome. Thank you.
for visiting today. We're going to get back to life. See y'all later. Take care.